Judges?
I said, follow me.
Oh my God.
Still a very nice dive for him.
Here's the dark horse that Kurt talked about before we began, Tony Iglesias from SMU out of Houston.
Tony's got a big dive in its second position, an inward 3.5 somersault in the tuck position. Tony is actually just learning this list on tower, so this is a big meet for him. Actually, that was a back 3.5 somersault in the tuck position, and that was an outstanding dive.
Whoa, the scores, 8s and a 7.5, a dive score of 79.20. That dive had a 3.3 degree of difficulty, and boy, he scored some big numbers with that.
Let's take a look at this. Again, a back 3.5 somersault in the tuck position. Outstanding dive for Tony. Hard to believe he's just learning this list up there.
And now the leader, Tony Iglesias of SMU.
Tony Iglesias is coming right out from the very beginning with the most difficult dive. This is the most difficult back optional any diver can do in the world. It's a back 3.5 tuck, 3.3 degree of difficulty. This is a tough dive for anyone because we call it a blind dive. You won't see the water until the very end. And he drills it. You're going to see some high scores on this dive. He was slightly short of vertical, but he buried it in diving terms. He didn't throw a splash.
Man, look at that. 82.5 points for Tony Iglesias.
He made that most difficult dive look extremely easy. Very nice takeoff. You cannot get a more picture-perfect tuck position than that. Just barely short of vertical. Otherwise, he probably would have gotten 10s. He buried that dive.
And now to Tony Iglesias, who had that 82.5 points on his second round dive.
This is another strong dive for Tony. In the preliminaries, Tony did this dive for 8.5. You'll see in this dive that Tony will demonstrate quickness, speed, excellent form, but let's see if he's consistent on it.
Still the leader here.
He does a very solid dive. Doesn't get the rip entry like he had on the dive before, but he gets a strong takeoff, should receive good scores, and he does. 8. Nice narrow throw, excellent tuck position. Actually, all he lacked on that was getting out with his chin up so that he would have a better look at it on the bottom. He let it over-rotate by having his chin buried down on the bottom.
Now SMU's Tony Iglesias, senior from Houston, will be your champion.
Tony Iglesias is doing a front 3.5 pike, his very last dive in Southwest Conference diving for him. He's had an incredible career. Let's see how he finishes it. He finishes his career strong in the Southwest Conference. Excellent dive. That will wrap up his Southwest Conference defending title on this 10-meter platform. Excellent dive for Tony. Not too many people are stronger than Tony. Excellent throw, good form in the air. Comes out at the right time, reaches slightly under, which causes him to over-rotate. But that is a good dive. He should be very pleased with that.
And the final.
Ahí está Tony Iglesias de Bolivia. Ese es el boliviano Tony Iglesias, representante nacional en clavados. Vamos, Tony. Muy bueno lo de Tony. Vamos a conocer la puntuación. Ese es el boliviano Tony Iglesias. Presencia boliviana en Atlanta, 1996. El boliviano Tony Iglesias.
We're going to find out tonight. We also have the diving coming for you. Matt Scoggin fired up for that, of course. Tonight, of course, is the 10-meter. We go to the platform diving. We talked before about Tony Iglesias. You still figure him to be the favorite here?
I really do. Tony, coming into tonight's finals, has nearly a 50-point lead going into these dives tonight. The main reason for that, he has all the qualities of a great diver. He is fast, he's strong, and more importantly, he's very consistent. But don't rule out University of Texas senior Steve Page. Main reason there is he has home court advantage. advantage. And as I know almost all too well, anything can happen in the sport of diving.
The 3-meter competition has already taken place, and let's set that up for you as we take a look at the board. After 6 dives, Brandon Gardner the leader, followed by Steve Page and SMU's Tony Iglesias. And Matt has the recap.
Tony Iglesias is battling out for second place right now with a back 2.5 pike. That is a strong dive, very clean entry, just a little bit past vertical, but I think it's enough to put him back in second place. His hands here for second place. This is a front 2.5 with 1 twist, 2.8 degree of difficulty. That is a strong dive. I think it's going to be enough to overcome Steve Page diving. Yes, it is. That puts him back in second place. Brandon Gardner going into his final dive, a front 2.5.